Guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we're looking at GraceNovamon. It got new support in BT16. The deck is really quite tribal, but if you don't know how to play the deck, or you're just looking for a list to quickly copy-paste, that's what this is going to be. So, starting with our eggs, we are running 4 copies of Sunmon over Moonmon. When an effect places the top card of this Digimon in its Digivolution cards, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon in your hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. Bit of a tongue twister, but what it means is when you use your Coronamon Inheritable or your Lunamon Inheritable to put the top card of your stack on the bottom, you're going to be able to Digivolve for a reduced cost of 1 into whatever the next stage up is. So this is a great egg to have for our GraceNovamon plays. Next, you have to run 4 copies of Lunamon. Start of your main phase by returning one of your Digimon to the hand, gain 2 memory. Important thing here is the Inheritable by placing the top card of this Digimon with the Nightclaw or Light Fang trait as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, gain 2 memory. So this is a really good card to put in Raising turn 1. You drop a Searcher Champion or a Searcher Rookie out in the open, and then next turn when you promote, you're going to be able to bounce that card back to your hand, gain 2 memory, and then if you played the Searcher, you can Digivolve into that Searcher, search, and then you just get lots of free value that way, and it pays for itself because you gain 2 memory off of bouncing it, and then the Inheritable will gain you 2 memory as well, so you just go memory positive on the play. It's really great. 4 copies of Coronamon. Start of your main phase if you have a Tamer with the Light Fang or Nightclaw trait, gain 1 memory. And then the same Inheritable as Lunamon. This one is a little bit less great, but it's still a good play to Coronamon in the back. You could put down your Red Tamer, and then when you promote, you'll get a free memory off of it, along with it being a memory setter. You will be at 4 memory, so that is pretty good. Then we have 3 copies of the new BT16 Agumon. This can also Digivolve for free on a Light Fang or Nightclaw egg, so we can use it with our red egg. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a Light Fang or Nightclaw, and then 1 2-color card among them to your hand, return the rest to bottom, so this will grab you whatever piece you need, and then grab you a GraceNovamon on top. The Inheritable will give all of your opponent's security Digimon minus 3k, so you can get a little bit cheeky with your checks on 5s and 6s, but this is a great last rookie to fill out the count. You could also go with Agumon in the slot. It is not the worst, however, you are going to whiff that rookie on all of your searching in all of the deck, so I opted for the Agumon. Next, 2 copies of the new Gaogamon. This will also Digivolve on a Nightclaw Light Fang for 2, and then when Digivolving, both players draw 1 card from their deck. Then if your opponent has 8 or more cards in their hand, or if you have 3 or more Digivolution cards, you gain 1 memory. So this is another way to go memory positive with the Lunamon Coronamon Inheritable. So you tuck a card underneath. You can Digivolve for the reduced cost of 1 on Sunmon, and then you'll gain a memory back on this, and you'll actually be net 2 memory positive. So that's really, really fantastic. It also has a jamming Inheritable, which goes a long way. Early aggression is something this deck did not really have before, and now you can kind of chip people down and then get into a state where you have a big, bad GraceNovamon sitting on the board, threatening game. Then we are going to go 4 copies of the Lekismon. On play and when Digivolving, you reveal top 3, you add a Nightclaw and a Light Fang or Galaxy card, the rest go bottom. Opponent's turn, you get 2k DP, so this is one of the level 4s that we need 4 of. It's great search power, and the Inheritable will keep your blockers big. Firamon is the other level 4 we run 4 of in this deck. It has the same on play and when Digivolving, except you grab a Light Fang and then 1 Nightclaw or Galaxy card, so the 2 are flopped. And then this one is your turn, you gain 2k DP, so it's for... it complements the Apollomon better because you're going to get checks on your turn with the Blitz effect. Then 4 copies of Crescemon. When this card would be played or Digivolved into, if you have a Digimon with 3 or more Digivolution cards and the Nightclaw, Light Fang, or Galaxy trait, reduce the play or Digivolution cost by 2. So you can potentially hard play this for 5 if you have a big stack on board, or Digivolve into it for 1. On play, when Digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon can't unsuspend. This is a really, really strong effect. And it is actually really great to just hard slam if you have to. Opponent's turn, you will also get 2k DP, so it is good for our blocker stacks as well. 4 copies of Flaremon. This has the same cost reduction effect as the Crescemon, so that's fantastic to see. And then on play, when Digivolving, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5k DP or less. So that'll pop any annoying floodgates. It can potentially trim level 4s off the board. And your turn, you will get 2k DP, which is strong for our Apollomon once again. Then we have 4 copies of Dianamon. This is a blocker. When Digivolving, when attacking, for each of this Digimon's Digivolution cards, trash any 1 Digivolution card from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, until the end of your opponent's turn, all of their Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't suspend. All turns, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon's Digivolution card is trashed, unsuspend. So you can potentially block, strip some sources, unsuspend, block again, and with the DP bonuses from Lekismon and Crescemon, you are potentially a 16k blocker, so that's a bit difficult to get past, so great card. Also, we need it for the DNA play, so that's why it's a 4. Next, we have 4 copies of Apollomon. When Digivolving Blitz, your turn, for every 3 cards in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Your turn, once per turn, when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. So this is a great way to kind of slap your opponent for usually 3 checks. If you get to cycle lots of cards underneath your stack and get a really, really big stack going, you'll have lots of DP boosts. You're just going to shred through their security. It is vulnerable to hard removal, so if you're playing into a deck that has lots of removal, you should be aware of that. More checks might not necessarily be more better. So then we have 2 copies of GraceNovamon. This is a DNA Digivolve of Apollomon and Dianamon. It has security +1 and blocker when digivolving, when attacking. If DNA digivolving, trash any 8 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then delete one of their Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon. So you should have a massive stack, and you should be removing all of the sources from one of your opponent's Digimon and then popping that Digimon. All turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect by trashing 2 same level cards in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, prevent it from leaving play. I have had this card have like 6 layers of protection before. It is just kind of absurd, but it is important to keep in mind it does not have protection from battle, so that is kind of a flaw in the deck. Also, with the new Leviamon rulings, it was stated before that if you were double targeted by a deletion effect that had basically 2 deletion targets, like Leviamon, you delete the lowest level Digimon and the highest level Digimon. If both effects targeted GraceNovamon, you could only protect yourself from one of those effects. That ruling has changed. This can now strip 4 sources to protect itself twice. So this card is just kind of a lot more viable now. Then we have 2 copies of Goodnight Moon. Of the 2 options available, I felt this one was better. Until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon and one of their tamers can't suspend. Then you can play a tamer with Nightclaw or Lightfang without paying the cost. So if you're going to play a tamer anyways, this is a great way to get your 3 or 4 memory of value, and then you're effectively paying 1 or 2 memory to tell your opponent one of their Digimon and a tamer can't suspend. So it's pretty good. I have seen Kaiser Nail in this slot too, which I think is tons of fun. I don't know how good it is, but ordinarily I feel like you would probably run some kind of boost, but the card's colors, your red and blue and yellow, you're going to be really inconsistent in your search power and your cost reduction for the Digivolution on trainings, so you can't really do that. You could run memory boost and just be okay with whipping things in this slot, but I didn't like seeing pieces I needed go to bottom deck, so I opted for the Goodnight Moon. Also, we don't really need those when we have Rowdy Rocker, so you can place 1 red level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand under one of your Digimon as its bottom Digivolution card, and if you do, trigger draw 2. So you can place a Coronamon or Firamon underneath one of your stacks to draw 2 cards. Tucking a Coronamon under your stack is insanely good. You get 2 of the inheritables that let you put the top card on the bottom of your stack, and you can gain like 4 memory and a turn off the play, and then go into the Gaogamon, get another memory back. With the cost reduction on the Sunmon, you actually pay 0 and just net 1. And then you can go into the level 5 for 1 and then put that back on bottom. It's just insane. It's really, really good. So I have it at 3. And the draw 2 is really nice as well. 3 copies of Sayo and Koh. Your turn, when an effect places the top card of one of your Digimon in a Digimon's Digivolution cards by suspending this tamer, gain 1. So it's going to gain you another memory when you start tucking and cycling, which also goes insane with the Rowdy Rocker. Start of your opponent's turn by playing 1 card at the same level as one of your Nightclaw or Lightfang trait Digimon from that Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a card in your hand at the end of turn. Return the Digimon played by this effect to the hand. So the point of this is that at the start of your opponent's turn, if you have an Apollomon with a Dianamon tucked underneath, or the other way around, you can play the other level 6 out from under your body, and then you can DNA Digivolve into the GraceNovamon. Or if you don't have it, you could potentially just spit out the Dianamon as a blocker, but at the end of the opponent's turn, that Dianamon would go back to your hand. So it is a great card. I like it at 3. I feel like I have it when I need it. 4 copies would probably be nice too, but 3 is enough for me. Lastly, we have 3 copies of the Koh and Sayo. Start of your turn, this is a memory setter, and then on play and on main by suspending this tamer and placing the top card of one of your Lightfang or Nightclaw trait Digimon as that Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon in your hand without paying the cost. You can do this on your opponent's turn. If they swing into your security and they check a Koh and Sayo, you can do that whole thing, which sometimes matters. So that is it for the deck profile. I would also like to mention that if you were so inclined, you could run the Agumon and then replace this with Blitz Omni. If you change the focus of the deck to just getting a really big Apollomon, you could potentially swing 5 checks, Blitz Omni, and then just win the game. Some people do that, and it does work for them. This is just kind of the tribal version of the deck. I think it is tons of fun to play. Definitely give it a try. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.